Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to episode 2 of this new format I call Deep Talk. My name is Janine, and I'm a starseed, and I live in Germany, in Hamburg. So, for this episode, we're going to handle this a little bit differently. Because my guides told me to feel into the space before I start. So I invite you to close your eyes and to also feel into the space and feel inside of you, and maybe take a few deep breaths inside your belly. To come into this moment. And anchor into the space for the time that we're together, exploring whatever wants or needs to be explored at this point in human space-time. So we took a few deep breaths, and let's hope that we're all here. And if you're driving or anything, you should not close your eyes. But if you're, chilling somewhere, then just get comfortable. And if you feel like it, maybe open yourself to receive the information that is stored between the words, in the pauses. This feels exciting. So, where are we going to start today? Maybe we start with the pauses. Conversations can be very, very interesting. Exchange is interesting. Using words is fun. Speaking is fun. But what is happening in the pauses between the words? What is happening when a conversation is ended? Is there some kind of echo. I'm sure you know what I mean. Like words echo. So much room. So much room for something to be expressed. But as the expression of it generating the answer already in the pause. So much room, so much space, so much space for things to be expressed, for worlds to be created. So much space. I also felt into this mountain thing, you know, the question I ended with in the last episode, where I was like wondering how the land was shaped and formed. That led me somewhere very exciting. Very, very exciting. Oh. Last time I talked a lot about these vortexes and the torus field and this constant rotation, you know? Constant spinning, 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 spinning. Endless rotation. There's endless, this, like I said, it's fueling itself and it's constantly spinning to infinity, because the vortex of creation is also constantly spinning to infinity. And the interesting thing is that, or what came throughout this last week, was that these fields, these torus fields that are like around the earth, around the trees, around every single human being, around every single stone, all of these fields, they spin in different speeds. They spin in different speeds. That was interesting. That was interesting. Yeah, different speeds. Like depending on the particles that they are made of. Like there's light particles There really are, like, this is a science thing, even if I'm not a science person, I'm an artist, but I look at things from this artist point of view, but sometimes some geeky stuff comes through and I really enjoy that too. So I just learned that there are different particles that have different names that there are electrons. We all know that there are electrons and photons, and there are other particles that have really interesting names, and they do vibrate at different they do vibrate in different speeds too, like depending on what kind of particle they are. They vibrate at different speeds, and they have different forms. Like, they are not when you, this is what I learned too from a very, very well-known physicist. I don't know his name. I forgot his name. I will put his name in the description box below after I'm finished. But yeah, he said that in all of these physics books there are these particles, like, and they put them in there in like the form of a circle, a dot. But he said if you would have a microscope, like a super duper microscope, you could look at these particles and see that they are some kind of strings and different. They are formed in a different way and vibrating in a different way, which is super cool. And this is kind of like the basis of string theory. And I thought, well, it blew my mind a little bit, because I thought about the fact that these particles are strings and they are vibrating in different speeds and different rhythms. And when they vibrate and they adjust to, let's say, the surroundings that they are in. So the particles that a stone is made out of, they vibrate at a certain rate. And yeah, the particles that a human is made of, they vibrate at a different rate. And one could even go deeper and think about, like, there are these particles that form the skin that vibrate at a different rate, and there are these particles that form the flesh and they vibrate at a different rate, and they have different forms and shapes, and I'm sure they have different colors, and yeah, they are like part of this spinning field that is all around us, vibrating. This makes, I love the picture that it paints. I love that. I love thinking in this concept, or feeling into this concept, because it makes things more fluid. Everything is turning into these dancing particles, that change their vibration and their form. Like, I don't know, depending on whatever. That was very interesting. And I also thought about, read a lot, and as I said before in the episode before, I listened to this radio series, which is called, it's a German radio series, it's called Die Welt ist Klang, the world is sound. And the host is called, I think, Joachim-Ernst Berendt, and I will also put the link in the description box below, because just for someone who's interested, so you can check out his work, and because he's very cool. Now I know where I wanted to go. Vibrating strings on instruments, vibrating strings. The first ever, or when I remember correctly, the first ever like string instrument created was the monochord. I don't know if this is the English word, but it's the German word, monochord. Many strings striped over a wooden plate, and there's some kind of room in it for the strings, or for the sound to like be bounced back into this world, if that makes sense. Well, remember that I come out of the artist world, so I'm using my normal human words, but I hope that maybe you know what a monochord looks like, maybe you know how it functions, maybe you can look it up afterwards, but particles, vibrating strings, the monochord, the first string instrument, vibrating strings, vibration. And then there's the series that is called the Harmonic series, and it's about these vibrating strings. Sorry. Vibrating strings. And they show that, maybe you can check it out afterwards too, because it's a very interesting, it's just very, very interesting to dive into these things, or for me at least it is. If you are interested in sound and the how the world is functioning, then that could be interesting for you too. So the Harmonic series, now I have to kind of explain. Well, I'm just at the beginning of understanding this on a deeper level. Like, I always look at things, like I said in the first episode, I look at things and I'm like, oh, there's so much depth to this. It's like every theory is opening up another galaxy or universe with so much information. But I'm like, okay, when something is really interesting, I'm like, oh, I would love to understand that on a deeper level. And then sometimes it takes a year to like get to a point where I'm like, this is what this is about, now I get it. But I get it on a certain level, and I don't know, maybe a few months later I'm like, oh, there's a deeper meaning, and then there's another another deeper meaning, but yeah, vibrating strings, vibrating at different speeds, So there's this one string that is vibrating. And as you know, like when you vibrate that string, when you like push it and you let it go, you release it, and it's vibrating in this motion. It's like at some point it slows down. When you push it the first time, like you take the first string and you push it and you let it go. And this first push is, or this first pluck, I don't know, I think this word is better. This first pluck is like creating this vibration, and it's vibrating at a certain speed, and throughout time the string slows down, but the echoes of the first pull are still vibrating, even if the string is vibrating at a slower speed, which is in theory the string is still vibrating at this speed, because only through time there is the slowing down, so this is also interesting. But yeah, it slows down, and at some point it stops, but it was there, it vibrated. I wonder, I'm now thinking about these particles, like, because we can pull a string as often as we want, we can pull all the strings, and we can wait until they don't vibrate anymore, until the sound is gone, like echoing in the field. And I wonder when we transport that to string theory and these particles being strings, and I wonder what is plucking them, like, because they are vibrating, but what is plucking them? And do they like stop vibrating at some point? I got this picture in my mind when I thought about, or when I felt into this, and I saw these particles, all kinds of forms and shapes and colors, vibrating at different speeds, in different forms. And they are in this field. Spun around by the torus field, or the vortex that is creating the spinning motion. Maybe the spinning motion is playing the strings. And then I was like, that is interesting. I was thinking or feeling into like death. I was feeling into death, or the transformation of the the essence, the source that is like inhabiting this body, but it's not really inhabiting something because it's all around, fueling the motion of the vortex that is spinning. And when it starts to dissolve, and merge again with the original field, then the small motion or the small vortexes that were created, like, they stop spinning, but they stop spinning slowly. Well, this is very They stop spinning slowly. And then the particles dissolve, like they become something else, because they are not spun again, or not spun anymore by this source that is creating the momentum of the vortex that is holding the particles of the body together. They are not spun anymore, because the essence flows back to the source. But the echoes of that spinning motion that was created is like echoing to infinity. That is what I feel right now. It's like when this momentum is created and something is birthed into existence, like it was there, it created this vibration, or it vibrated at certain frequencies, and even if it dissolves again, the echoes of it, they vibrate forever. They are there, which is beautiful, because everything is existing at one point in time, at the same time. On a larger scale, but on a wider scale, when you look at Zeitstrahl, a timeline, yes, okay. You look at a timeline, which is originally the spiral of time. It's all happening like on different points on the spiral of time, but even these points in the spiral of time are interconnected through some windows and portals. And because then you look at the spiral, you know that the spiral, it's just a larger or a smaller circle above or below, but the points are very similar, so they are all accessible. You can access all of these points. All of these windows and portals in time, on the spiral of time. But when you push the spiral of time, if you would put it between both of your hands, you would put that spiral between both of your hands, the beginning and the end, even if there is no beginning and no end. If you would put it between your hands and you would push your hands together like you would pray, and when you then open your hands again and you push the spiral of time together and it stays together, there is only a circle left, like one point in time, you know? Just one point in time. That is why everything is happening now. And that is also what some people call 0 point. Vibrating strings. Well, where are we going from this point on? I wanted to share with you what I felt, or the information that came to me with the forming of the mountains, and like how the land is shaped. And there was a long detour until coming back to this point, but I hope that's okay. So some mountains are shaped by tectonic plate movements, of course, but we were talking about time, and this is interesting because without these tectonic shapes and shifts happening, there's still motion, you know? There's still motion, which is interesting. And when we think about these vibrating strings in particles, or particles being these vibrating strings in stones, or vibrating the stone, then everything is constantly vibrating. That means that, this is where I am now. I know that there's more, but this is where I am now. So they are all vibrating in itself. That means the land is shaping itself because it's constantly vibrating. And of course, well, some of us can see or feel the vibration of a stone, but for some people it's very, it's not fluid, but it's fluid. So some of us can feel the vibration, see the vibration, see that this world is a fluid world. And when we zoom out, like fluid world. Yeah, we have this constant vibration in the earth, in the stones, in everything, even if it's not a thing, existing in this universe. And it's vibrating, and some of us may not be able to see that vibration or feel it, but that's because we are here in time, at this point in time, and things seem to be solid, like frozen in time. But when we zoom out of that and we look at this like spiral of time, is constantly shaping and shifting. And if we could look at a mountain or a piece of land like from the view of an airplane, or let's say we're in a spaceship, we're looking at this land or this mountain or whatever place it is, and we could push a button that would forward time or speed up time. We could see the land shifting, we could see the land shifting and shaping itself, because it's always in motion. It's always in motion. The surface is always in motion. The earth, inside and outside, it's always in motion. Everything is always in motion. But I hope you know, or you feel where I was going with this. That is how I think or feel at this point in time, that the land is shaping itself through the motion of the energy. And of course there are these tectonic plate movements and shifts happening. So, but there is more. Of course, there's more. There's more, which will be revealed throughout the course of time. And we will see how far we can dive into this. I am excited. I'm very excited. This is very exciting. Oh my. So I'm just feeling into the space, and if there's more that wants to be expressed or explored, maybe we can just take a little bit of time to breathe into this pause. Vibrating strings. Is there something that wants to be expressed? Something else that is important or could be important. Well, I feel that is it for now. But what I hear is the echoes. The echoes will echo in the space. echoes echo in the space forever, because they bounce. They bounce around. They bounce around in the space-time continuum. All of the echoes of everything that ever existed, exists, and will exist. That's what I see. We could take this further. We could ask, like, how do I say that? No, it's not yet time, but it will be time. There will be time. There will be time to explore this even further. Okay, beautiful souls. Oh my, I wonder where you are in time. But wherever you are in time, I hope that you can feel my love for you, and I hope these thought experiments or little journeys, I hope they take you to places that you want to go. I hope they help you to explore what you want to explore, or give you hints, little breadcrumbs of whatever. And yeah, this is an exciting place to be, an exciting world to be part of. That's for sure. Okay, I honor each and every single one that is listening to this at whatever point in time, and I send love, and we see where we're gonna go next. Okay, bye.